Good morning, just coming out of Campbeltown Loch and about to turn south towards Sanda Island. Good idea going to Campbeltown last night because there was a diesel leak from the fuel filter and I managed to get an engineer to come and strip it off and reseal it all. There's actually a chip in the glass bowl that sits under the filter which we think we've fixed, doesn't seem to be leaking now. So hopefully that will hold out for the next few days and then I'll get a new one once I get back to Largs. I'm going to go south of Sanda Island today. There's absolutely no wind and I'd rather be slightly further offshore just with the engine in case there's any more issues rather than going close to the headland. So I'm going to go down about 2 hours to Sanda, keep south of Sanda and then round the Mull of Kintyre. And the tide should be turning around about 11 AM. So we're going to be sharp, but you can always anchor at Sanda or just turn around and wait for a little bit. We'll see. There's different information on when it's good to go round, but I think from sort of 11 till 1 o'clock, somewhere in that period, it should start to run in the right direction. Beautiful day, sunny already, no wind at all. Sanda Island is just coming into view behind me, so that's probably, we've been about an hour from Campbeltown, another hour and a half to Sanda, and not feeling any effect of the tide at the moment. Sun's out, there's 3 or 4 knots of wind, so it's very, very still. Sea state's calm. Fingers crossed it could be quite a nice passage round the Mull of Kintyre. So I've decided actually now to go between Sanda and the mainland because there's a bit of wind on the nose, so if I need it, it's there, and conditions are looking good at the moment. The tide seems to have just turned. We're getting a little bit of current behind us, and that's at 10:40. High water Greenock today is at 1:40, so it seems to be 3 hours before high water Greenock, and it's just starting to, well, I suppose it's probably going slack at the moment, about to turn. We've got 0.2 of a knot behind us just now. So we'll go between Sanda and the mainland, see what that's like. I've only ever been round outside a couple of times outside of Sanda, so it'll be interesting to take a different route today, see how we get on. So there's Sanda coming into view. Hopefully we'll get a bit closer so we can get a look into the bay where there's a nice anchorage for the future. And the current behind us is just building nicely. It's about 1.5 knots at the moment, so I think we got the timing about right, which is good. Sailing straight into the wind still. I think another 3 or 4 miles we'll be able to bear off slightly northwest, which will allow us to get the sails up, and hopefully we'll get a sail up to Gigha. So Sanda Island's looking really nice. A sailing boat just left the bay there, must have been on anchor overnight. So that's us just come round the Mull of Kintyre. It was lumpy actually, I didn't get it on camera, but it got a bit bumpy just at the lighthouse. It's fine now and feels great to be out the Clyde. Haven't been out since we brought the boat down from Shieldig in 2020, so it's great to get out. I think I can see Gigha already emerging on the horizon. I can certainly see Ireland very clearly behind the camera. I can see Rathlin Island and Isla, and I think I can see Gigha just coming into view now. So the wind's dropped off again. I've furled the jib and I'm probably going to put the mainsail away if the wind doesn't reappear. So just to be a motor up to Gigha. At the moment we've still got 4 knots of current behind us, so that's fairly useful. And I think the current's going to run with us for another 3 hours, although it'll reduce as we get further north. That's us just approaching Arminish Bay on Gigha. Hopefully there'll be a mooring buoy, if not we'll just go on the anchor. So, we're in Gigha. Beautiful spot. Can't actually believe we've made it. Really pleased. Quite a long day. We left Campbeltown at 8 o'clock. Got here about 5, so it was quite a long day. It was lumpy going round the Mull of Kintyre, but you would expect that, it usually is. And then it was really quite pleasant from the corner coming all the way up north to Gigha. There was a tiny bit of wind, so you could get a little bit in the sail, but it was really motoring most of the way up. The wind just dropped away. So it was very pleasant, lovely and sunny. A little bit of swell coming in from the west, but a really beautiful day. And it's the first time I've actually seen the scenery round the Mull of Kintyre. I've done it twice before. Once was in thick fog with Cameron, and the other time was in the dark. So this was the first time I've seen the hills and the coastline, which was really quite stunning. So I think tomorrow I'm going to go ashore, have a little look around, get some photographs, and then probably head back on Saturday. Let me show you around. Nice spot, eh? So I made it back to Largs safely. 13-hour trip from Gigha. Left Gigha this morning about 5 o'clock, just the back of 5. Got into Largs at 6:15. Beautiful trip actually. There was no wind, but sometimes it's really nice to see the sea completely still, almost like glass, and all the bubbling and boiling of the water around the Mull of Kintyre was really beautiful, especially in the early morning light today. So really enjoyed the trip. Good sometimes to push yourself a little bit out your comfort zone, and hopefully there'll be another one soon. Thank you for watching. Cheers.